Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Wednesday, July 8th. We've got Major League Baseball action on tap and three games in the WNBA, and we'll look for some other sports to talk about now that we know we've got no more soccer. Tony told me here for a day until we get to our next game, and we got to play just one game on Thursday and Friday, and then two on Saturday. But we've moved into the final stages here right now, quarterfinals here at the World Cup. So get down to business here on Thursday. We'll take a day off from the World Cup after we saw Argentina there with a great performance coming back from a 2-0 deficit there against Egypt. An unbelievable comeback, really. We did have uh, Egypt here on night moves last night at plus a goal and a half. They got that done. There is Argentina, though, great comeback. Messi and company with the win to advance at the World Cup. And also it was Colombia and Switzerland was scoreless all the way to penalties, but Switzerland got it done in the end and did advance over Colombia in a bit of a thriller. No scoring in that one, but still turned out to be pretty fun game there. And I went with Colombia in that one. So split the plays on the day, but definitely know now what's going on here this uh, weekend in our World Cup. And should be terrific here. These final four games on Thursday, by the way, we have the lines for all the games right now. Morocco and France. Of course, France is favored in that one by a goal, but I've got Morocco on a futures ticket. Let's go Morocco there in that one. But France favorite and still favored to win the World Cup over Spain in there as well. And the Friday game, Belgium versus Spain, and Spain favored there by a goal over Belgium. Belgium's been pretty good. They beat the United States after all. So that game is on Friday. That's at 3 Eastern in that one. The game on Thursdays at 4 Eastern. And then we move on to Saturday, and they will play two there on Saturday with England and Norway. In that one, England half goal favorite at even money against the Norwegians. And then the late game, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. It's Switzerland and Argentina, with Argentina favored minus a half, minus 140 in that one over Switzerland. So we know the final 8 teams now. We got some powerhouses, and I don't know if you look at the FIFA rankings, and I don't know if we necessarily have maybe a true Cinderella in the final groupings here. I mean, if anything, you had to if you look at maybe deep down, maybe a team like Switzerland might be in there. They're ranked 14th overall. Norway's ranked 19th, but they don't feel like much of a Cinderella with their star player in there. So heading into these final 8, those are maybe the longest shots on the board. But of course, it's France and Spain and England in there as the top, and Argentina. So we've got those top 4 teams for sure. And Morocco too. Basically, you have the top 5 of the top 6 teams here into, and Belgium too. 6 of the top 8 teams in the world made it to the World Cup quarterfinals here. And then again, if you think of those other 2 teams, Switzerland and Norway, they're the outsiders here a little bit right now. But interesting to note there with Norway, kind of, they have definitely a one of the top players in the world, but they were, kind of ranked down there a little bit. We'll see what happens, and they take on England. Watch out, England. And good to join you here, everybody, for the action here on a little bit of not a short card at all. We got 15 Major League Baseball games. It's just that we have no soccer to go over here tonight, and then 2 in the WNBA, and that's just what we're dealing with here. So that's okay. I'm willing to go over the card and join you guys here and take a look at the action as well. from Tuesday night first, recap some of the action here. We definitely had some winners on the show, including that first game of the doubleheader. Now, it did get a little sketchy in the pitching there, so I don't know if you rode with me or even on. I told Tony on the drive-through, because we talked about that game last night, the game two of the doubleheader between Milwaukee and St. Louis, and yeah, the lines were a little sketchy. And I looked at it, and I had $1.45 posted, and I said last night, boy, if the Brewers are $1.45 there, I gotta like the Cardinals in that one. Well, the Cardinals ended up going to Hunter Dobbins. The line changed a little bit. I don't think it was ever going to be $1.45, but when Tony pressed me a little bit on the evening show and I saw the price as a pick'em, I did say said, man, at a pick'em, I'd have to go with these hot Brewers here. So don't like to cross up too much there, but obviously with a pitching change, second day in a row, it's kind of happened that way here. And we got a couple games right now that don't even have lines. So try to do our best here on Night Moves, but pitching is such an important part of the game. Anyways, we did have the Cardinals actually on the run line in game one over the Miz. There, of course, Milwaukee did win the game 4-3 as they keep on rolling here right now, and not only rolling over everybody, but rolling over the Cardinals. They actually swept the Twin Bill 4-3 and 10-2. They lead the NL Central by 7 games. Mizorowski had 11 strikeouts in the opener. Robert Gasser allowed 4 hits in 7 2/3 innings in the nightcap in there. So good performance there by both guys as the Brewers swept the Cardinals in the doubleheader. Man, also it was Pittsburgh winning. Pittsburgh won over Atlanta finally for Paul Skeens there. We did have the over on Night Moves last night, but how about that? Good job for Pittsburgh. Want to mention it was the performance of the day. In fact, it was one of the greatest performances in the history of baseball. Ryan O'Hearn hit 3 home runs and had 10 RBI. First Pirate ever to hit 10 RBI. Only a handful of players have ever had double-digit RBIs in one game. Of course, the record is 12. There's a couple guys with 11, and then there's several guys with 10 in there, including overall. So just a great performance by Ryan O'Hearn there with the 10 RBI day. That was truly incredible. With those numbers, man, that was huge. Most RBI in a game, you've got to include it, but 1924, Jim Bottomley had 12 RBI. 1892, Wilbert Robinson had 11. Tony Lazzari, a famous name there, 11 RBIs in 1936. So you see all those guys. Yes, those are big performances. Those are all 90 plus years old. 5 guys have had 10 RBI since maybe call it the modern era, right? Because no one ever is really all these guys with 10 are kind of in this century, or at least this within the last 35 years or so. Mark Whitten, of course, remember he had the 2 grand slams in one inning back in September of 93. He had 10 RBI in that game. Fernando Tatis had 10 RBI back in 1999. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. I think I have my data wrong there. Oh, Fernando Tatis Sr. What am I thinking? Fernando Tatis Sr. in 1999. I mean, come on, I'm a big Fernando Tatis Jr. fan. I know his dad was a great player. And A-Rod also in April of 2005, he had 10 RBI. Shohei Ohtani did it just a couple of years ago, and Ryan O'Hearn joins that group of 5 guys to ever have 10 RBI in a game. Obviously, one of the top performances in the history of the game for Ryan O'Neal. So that was terrific. Congratulations, man. Great performance there for the Pirates, but the Orioles wish they had him. And also, it was Tampa Bay with the win over the Yankees, 6-4. How about it? I thought the Yankees as a dog, I wanted a piece of them, but the Rays got back on track and won with Ian Seymour. They won it 6-4 in that one. Seymour allowed 5 hits and got 12 strikeouts in that game. He was mowing them down. Mentioned the Yankees here have had back-to-back games of 17 strikeouts. That's never happened before. Woeful. That's not a good record. That's the other way. Bad record the other way there. Hunter Fiducia and Yandy Diaz, back-to-back home runs there. The Rays are back up to 4 over the Yanks. Detroit over the Athletics, 6-2 there in that one. We had the first 5 under as our play, and that one did come home. Ginn and Skubal there, and it was a final of 6-2 there as the Tigers were able to win it over the A's. Red Sox again, Red Sox yesterday against the White Sox, and they won it 8-1 behind Peyton Toll. We had the over in that one here on Night Moves, so we were able to bring that one home and get a winner. Peyton Toll allowed just 2 hits in 6 shutout innings. Red Sox have won 9 of their last 11. If they keep this up, they can get back in the race, at least for a wild card here. Right now, White Sox lead the AL Central by a game over the Guardians here. Also, Miami over Seattle 6-5. Marcy had a walk-off single off the fence. Marlins led 4-0. They have a 2-game lead in the wild card. They won it in walk-off fashion. It was Houston defeating Washington 6-3. Didn't turn out to be a terribly high-scoring game. I got a push with my premium pick over at Tony's in that game as Houston won on the road. It got off to a hot start, but no runs really throughout most of the game after that. Phillies on the road took care of the Reds 4-1. Had a premium pick winner over at Tony's on the under in that one with Wheeler and Abbott. How about the game between the Royals and the Mets? Hey, anytime you get a game with 28 runs, it is unusual and it is kind of fun and exciting, but it wasn't a very good game. But we did have the Royals here on Night Moves last night with Lugo, and then on the drive-through, that was my drive-through play today. I said go over in that game. I guess I got that one right. 16-12. The Royals, the Mets pitching was in shambles. That's what we described on the drive-through, that their relief pitching was really hurting in this game. And not only that, they were starting Cianel Perez there, who was fine, but Senga came in, who was, man, everybody for the Mets was bad here. The Mets continue to be woeful here. Cubs over Baltimore got it done for us here on Night Moves as we went with Matt Boyd on the road yesterday in that one, and they won it 5-2. I also was on the over though in that game. The steam came in on the under, and got to trust the steam sometimes, but that was after the fact there. But also it was Minnesota over Cleveland with Taj Bradley there in that one. As some defensive lapses, but Twins get the win. And it was 8-3 Texas over the Angels last night, as we had a Night Moves winner here on the over in that one with Soriano and DeGrom as Texas scored 8 runs. Padres won over the Diamondbacks 4-1. I had the under yesterday on Night Moves here for another winner with Gallen and Marquez, and Johnny Brito was in there, and the Padres got it done. Bouncing pitching in that game. Toronto beat the Giants 9-3. They clubbed them there actually on the road, but we had a Night Moves winner there with the over yesterday. We had some winners here for sure. One winner that we didn't have was the Dodgers. They lost to the Rockies again. The Rockies here 4-3. How about that? Amazing. But did see Shohei Ohtani with his 300th career home run. How many do you think he could finish with? Actually, it seems like he's, certainly in the prime of his career. But Dodgers with some lapses there at the end of the game, and the Colorado Rockies were able to get the win there on the road. So good to see everyone in the chat. We definitely had some winners here on the show, so hopefully we can do it again. Need to have some winners over at Tony'sPicks.com. Yesterday, WNBA did have two games, and it was Dallas with the road win, 88-77 over the Liberty. And also it was Chicago on the road. Hey, we had Chicago last night. We took them, and they won it. 77-66 is a 4-point dog over the Phoenix Mercury. Hey, did go split my plays there with the Summer League action on the drive-through yesterday, but we did go through talked about the Summer League there a little bit and some of the stars so far. Peterson, really the big star here so far for the Utah Jazz. He's the breakout, I don't say breakout star. He's expected to be a NBA pro. Let me say hello to everyone and get the show started here. Oh my goodness. Oh, be still my heart. Latifa has joined me. The queen is in, everyone. Oh my goodness. Breaking news. We might have to have breaking news here with Latifa in the chat. Oh my gosh, what is going on? This is incredible. We'll give Latifa breaking news here with Latifa. Oh my, breaking news. There it is. Oh my goodness, Latifa. It's such a joy to see you in there. My goodness. Oh, let me get through all these comments, but just there, I got to at least show the. Hi, Tim, by the way. Hi, Tim, by the way. Here's the queen, everybody. I don't want to say old school with Latifa, but hey, everyone, like this video and subscribe to our channel, Tony's Picks, here on YouTube. Lewis Eisenhower as well. Hey, I love everyone here, but, we're turning back the clock here now all of a sudden. Plus Money is here. Good morning. Cal Dog as well joining us. Harrisburg, PA. How about it? With Plus Money. I didn't know that, Plus Money. And let's see here. Timmy Two Shoes in with us tonight. Sports Fan is here as well. And let's see who else joining tonight. Let's see what Timmy had a comment in here. He's not happy with St. Louis. So, all right. Hopefully Latifa didn't leave. There she is. Don't leave me, Latifa. She was on the Royals tonight. And let's see, Timmy. Harrison going tonight. Latifa's Phil's doing fine. Pittsburgh finally wins. And also she had the ball. I'm just going to show Latifa's plays here. Boston and over. We ain't dealing. Hey, for anybody who doesn't know and how far back Latifa and I go, this isn't just some one-off person coming in and spouting off their plays. Okay, got a little bit of experience in here. Lewis says Toronto was money last night, and maybe we'll try to come up with some KBO here. We do have some bets, and yeah, Peterson does look like kind of the man here right now as far as the summer league's concerned. And we'll take, unfortunately, we're going to take off a day off from the summer league, or maybe I would have covered some summer league here on a night like tonight. It's just not enough. And well, at least someone still loves Ramon in this world. All right, Team Steam. Team Steam might still be around, but maybe the chat pros in here right now. I think Cal Dog's ready to go get this show on the road with our card. Pretty good card. I couldn't figure out the two games where we just don't have the lines on a couple of them, or maybe one of them here with the Phillies and the Reds, but we'll try to do the best we can with these and see if we can't get some winners going here tonight on Night Moves. But first, you can go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at our best bets over at Tony's Picks. Let's take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot here. Cal Dog tried to get me started on the show, but I got to do my job here and go over the winners over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's see who had a good day here before we get started. David Racy with a solid day, 73% in there. Al Ninos, a perfect 3-0 today. Ron Crawford, 3-0 today. Ron Hahn, 2-0. Tom Regard up there, 62.5% today. Tony's Picks VIP account, a winner in there. Chris Adkins, Tony T, a couple of winners. Jorge Gonzalez won his only play. Hollywood Sam, Justin McKelvey, and Javon Jones were in the green. Last 7 days over at Tony's Picks. Brian Bittler up there, 12-7, up for 5 1/4 units. Hollywood Sam up 5 units. Tom Regard up 4.5 units. David Racy, nearly 4 units of profit. Shane Mickle, profitable in the last 7 days. Tony T, Chris Atkins, and Ron Hahn last 30 days. David Racy up 29.5 units here. Nick Lagaretos up 12.5 units. Kevin Thomas, 9 2/3 units of profit. Ron Crawford, 9 1/3 units of profit. Al Ninos, over 8.5 units of profit. Stax McKelvey, up over 7 3/4 units of profit. Hollywood Sam, Tony T, Brian Bittler, Damian Sosh, Chris Adkins, Mills Young, all in the green. Check out the premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at the handicappers that have their plays lined up. Look at this. David's got a Wednesday Wimbledon winner up there. We have a great day of tennis here in store. 4 more big matches here today. I don't know if they were as good as Novak Djokovic's win over Felix Auger-Aliassime there with an incredible 5-setter, 3 tiebreakers in the match. Joker advanced in that one. I went with Felix. In that one also was Machoba over Osaka. Beat me in my premium play there. I had Osaka, but Machoba loves it on the grass. And Coco Gauff with the win there over Pegula. And it was Yannick Sinner in straight sets over Jan-Lennard Struff. Tonight, it'll be here in just a few hours. Noskova versus Mertens, Kostyuk and Paolini, Taylor Fritz, and Alex Zverev, and Arthur Ferry, the Brit, here trying to find his way into the next round against Flavio Caboli. Later on tomorrow on Thursday, how about it? Sinner, he is a big favorite, but he's taking on Djokovic. That should be good. And Coco Gauff and Muchova are our pick. So David's got his winner here ready to go as well. But that was a good segue. Also, VIP account has a premium pick of the Padre game tomorrow. Shane Mickle, premium pick as well. Al Ninos has his Wednesday Grand Slam. Tony T's got a premium pick in there, ready to go for tomorrow. Mills Young, he has the fight card here this week. Roy Ball and Kavanaugh. This Saturday, we got a great UFC card, including that main event. Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. They're fighting up here in welterweight, actually near 170. So we'll see if that just ends up being a stand-up fight. That's what McGregor needs. I don't know. I want to say it's tailored to him, but he's a big underdog to Max, but he's been taking the money. Bo Dunn's got his WNBA max wager on the games tomorrow, and Ron Crawford has his MLB hot corner in there. And why not ride with me here? A 3-day pass. Let's go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday over at Tony's Picks. You can click on the All Cappers tab. That's how you can find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see my profitable sports in there. Still rolling with some profit on many sports, and had the winner here yesterday with Philadelphia and Cincinnati under, and I had a push in there as well, but couldn't find it with Osaka, and I lost with the Mariners and the Marlins under. All right, let's get to the action here and get to the previews here for Thursday's action here right now. Let's get after it. And yeah, Latifa, they shipped me off here to the night. You know, they said, where can we put Ramon that no one will see him? No, I requested the time slot actually. And yeah, Plus Money, great comment here by Plus Money. I believe not only that Plus Money, but I think it's been it might be 10 or 11 matches in a row that Sinner has not covered his spread. Remember, he was having some issues at the French with, now it's been a little bit cooler here in the old England club, but definitely has had, fatigue problems, I guess, really. Okay, here we go. Let's talk a little baseball action right now and get right to it. Don't forget, use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. Okay, let's go. We got a decent card here, a full card, and let's take a look. All right, and let's get started here for the action on Wednesday here. And we got one afternoon game here, and it's going to be Toronto, the Blue Jays, on the road here, taking on the Giants in this one with Dylan Cease goes for Toronto, Logan Webb for the Giants for Cease here. 2.79 ERA, 5-4 record, 1.18 whip for Webb. 3.66 ERA, 5-6 record, 1.17 whip. Pretty decent pitching matchup here on getaway day between the Blue Jays and the Giants. Blue Jays showing slight favoritism here at $1.15 or so in this one. Still rates pretty close. Webb did have pretty good outing last time. Cease is one of the front runners for the Cy Young Award at this point, but really got to pick up some wins, really, but still great numbers here. 36% K rate, does have an 11% walk rate. Giants have looked pretty solid here offensively of late. They've been hitting pretty well against right-handers, but really they've only faced maybe one tough guy. That was Gosman there the other day, but when you're going up against Cease, the Giants got their work cut out for him for sure. Webb did have his worst game in almost 2 months. He was on fire, but it was at Coors. He gave up 11 hits and 7 runs in 3 innings against the Rockies. So other than that, Webb's been managed to turn his season around a little bit. He'd been pitching pretty well before that start in Colorado. I don't know if you want to just waive it because it was in Colorado, but Colorado does hit pretty well at home, obviously. Blue Jays lineup has been struggling, but they did pick up a pretty good win there, 9-3 yesterday. But against right-handers, they kind of have had some issues for sure. And they did blow up McDonald, obviously, for 8 runs yesterday. But remember, before that, we were laughing at them because they couldn't score any runs at all. So as good as the Jays have looked, their offense is struggling here. And now you're going up, against a better pitcher here, let's just say. Better meaning today than yesterday, and probably in those other games too. Toronto, remember, in 4 games before yesterday's 9-run outburst, had scored just 3 runs in 4 games. So see what you think here with these two. The Giants probably have the better offense of these two teams, and Webb might be able to match with Dylan Cease here. Does feel like 2 outstanding pitchers going in this one. Wouldn't be surprised to see some under picks from the chat. Let's go to you guys and see what you got here in this one between the Jays and the Giants to get us started here on Night Moves. Toronto has won 6 of their last 7 games against the Giants overall, but they've lost 10 of their last 14. San Francisco has gone under in 8 of their last 11 at home, although both teams are kind of trending over a little bit right now. The Giants are still 23-31 to the under as an underdog, and they're an underdog here right now up here. Maybe not by much, but I believe because of Dylan Cease, slight favoritism here for the Giants. So let's see what you guys have in the chat. And Latifa, we've been in the slot here for several, I don't know, I want to say 6 months or something. So we've been doing it on this back here in this slot. Okay, let's see here. Wee Hour Wagers, of course, is going to be the new name of the show. And let's see here. Timmy was talking about the fight in there. Jays Giants over, though. Cal Dog says, forget these two these strong pitchers. It's going to go over. Webb for those 6 Ks, says Timmy. Also, plus money says Giants on the money line. And let's see here. I would think under, but maybe leaving Latifa leaning over. And Webb's okay if he gets past 5 innings. To me, it's just that Toronto's offense is pretty dismal. I mean, here you have a Toronto team basically 27th in on base percentage, 28th in RBI, really low on the some of the stats here overall. So I'm going under in the first 5 with this one. I'm not saying it seems obvious, but I think we've got 2 very strong pitchers here for sure. Yes, the Giants do have maybe a near top 5 lineup. They're 5th in batting average. They don't strike out a lot. They're 4th in hits overall, but they don't have much power. Neither does the Blue Jays, really. And I'll take the under here in this one in the first 5. It's not. It's going to be tough. It's not exactly a easy pick here at 3.5 at -120. All right, we're underway here on Night Moves. And that's right, the real Prince of Darkness here. Let's keep it moving here right now and go to the Cubs taking on the Orioles in this one. Colin Ray goes here for Chicago. 4.73 ERA, 6-5 record overall. Dean Kramer, 3.17 ERA, 1-1 record. We know Kramer hasn't had too much work here so far, but the numbers are solid. 0.88 WHIP, probably a little bit of a small sample size. I don't think this is the real Dean Kramer, but he can be effective. He can be good. He might have another chance here to have a good outing. Obviously, the Cubs bats have been pretty hot, so don't expect him to fully dominate this Cubs lineup here right now. Of course, the Cubs have come in here and taken the first game of this series 5-2 yesterday on the road. Got it done. Ray here has shown some decent pitching of late. Last 3 games for Ray, 1.76 ERA here over his last 3 starts. He is worse against lefty bats and, well, also not that great on the road. 6.6 ERA and a 2.90 batting average. The Orioles have had pretty good success against right-handed pitching, at least 2+ earned runs in 6 straight right now against right-handed starters. So they're not getting shut down, really. They're being patient at the plate, seeing walks as well. So Kramer looks pretty good. His first start back from injury, 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, just 1 earned run against the White Sox. So this will be a tough matchup. The Cubs have been outstanding. They are in a little bit of a rough stretch against right-handed pitching for sure. If anything, the Cubs just 1 earned run or less in 5 of their last 7 games against right-handed starters here. So, but they did get 3 runs off of Baz yesterday. But before that, they were actually in more, we think of the great offense that they've had, but they probably were in kind of their worst mini slump here, maybe other than the 10-game losing streak. I don't remember the stats necessarily from that one, but Cubs have kind of owned the Orioles overall. It is an interleague series, obviously, but the Cubs have won 6 of the last 7 against Baltimore. Cubs have also won 7 of their last 8 on the road. Cubs are also 11-3 in their last 14. Baltimore, meanwhile, just 1-5 in their last 6 at home, 4-8 in their last 12 overall. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under, but Cubs have been over in 12 of their last 17. Baltimore under in 4 of their last 5. So intriguing matchup here. The Orioles earn the favoritism maybe because of Kramer, but I think some people are just going to say, what? The Cubs, as strong as they've been here of late, you give them to me as an underdog? I don't know. I just like Dean Kramer here, and Ray on the road isn't that great. Let's see what you got. Here we go. Oh, that was that other game here. Cal Dog is on the Cubs. Plus Money says, look what the favorites did here yesterday. 13-3. How are we not on some favorites here? Latifa's on the Cubbies here. And B's is bad. Kramer is K's. Let me see. Bias. Bias. Bias is bad. Kramer is K's. Did I read that right? Plus Money. All right. All right. And this one for me, I'm going to take the Orioles here in this one over the Cubs. Give me the O's here. I think it is a little bit of I'm not saying that, hey, the Cubs have been strong. There's no doubt. And Colin Ray, these are okay numbers. It is still 1.43 whip here. I'm going to take the Orioles here in this one. Look, record's not great here. There's 7 games under 500. Cubs still looking good. Next up, here's the Braves taking on the Pirates in this one with Grant Holmes going here for Atlanta and Jared Jones here. I almost said Javon Jones. Jared Jones here going for the Bucks. The Bucks are on a 3-game winning streak here right now. Of course, they defeated Pittsburgh 12-4 yesterday to finally snap out of that. Call it a slump, call it whatever you want, but finally, we were able to get a win with Paul Skeens pitching after 9 straight losses with him on the mound. But it was Pittsburgh grabbing the win. They were in charge early there in that one. Atlanta has actually lost 3 in a row right now. They lost 2 to the Mets. They can't be that good. And then they lost yesterday. So they did split that series with the Mets. Atlanta's actually lost 7 of their last 10, actually, though, right now. And, Pittsburgh, they're not a bad favorite. 28-21 as a favorite. Atlanta's pretty good on the road. 25-20. Braves are 26-17 to the over on the road, and Pittsburgh's 31-17 to the over at home. They're also 32-17 to the over as a favorite. So I don't know. Could we see runs here with Holmes and Jones? It doesn't seem like a tremendous pitching matchup at all with these two, does it? Holmes is only in the rotation really because of injuries. He's struggled in recent starts. Now, does have a 3.83 on the season and a 1.35 whip, but he just went through a stretch where he allowed 13 earned runs in 5 straight games and was having trouble with his walks, actually. And as a result, he's kind of been limited. Now, granted, in his last 3 starts, just 2 earned runs in his last 13 2/3 innings, but this isn't a good matchup. I don't think the Pirates, look, I don't know where you have them. We've talked about them all year. Make sure we're on top of this. I mean, a lot of people have them. I just say top 5 in general. These are kind of my overall. I don't have a list of rankings. I just, when you look at the stats, I mean, you got a Pirates team here, 2nd in batting average, 2nd on base percentage, 3rd in RBIs, 1st in hits. I mean, that's not a top 5 lineup. They might be top 2 or 3 here right now. The Pittsburgh Pirates, everybody, shout them out. Jones here starts for the Pirates, and he's been okay. The numbers wouldn't tell you that. I mean, look, he's got a 5.28 ERA this season, but does have good strikeout numbers here. He's yet to throw more than 81 pitches in this season, so they get him out of there. Remember, he's coming back from it's either an extended, after he was injured, either an extended, or I think he might have had to have the surgery twice. I don't recall actually, but we've missed Jared Jones for more than a year waiting for his arm surgery to recover. So I'll give him some credit here. Braves are no slouch. I mean, this offense is pretty good, and they're obviously a team that's been clicking, but they're having a little bit of trouble here right now. Pirates here, able to grab that first one, putting up 12 runs, and hey, Pirates are a game over 500 right now. The Pirates offense has looked unreal. Braves pen is number 1 in the league. Let's not forget that. So probably going to have to get to them early here if you're going to score some runs. Let's see what you have in the chat with this interesting game. Okay. Let's see. Timmy says, oh, they've lost 3 in a row. Take Atlanta. Latifa says, got to go over here. Oh, man, I probably agree with Latifa on that one. Cal Dog says, take the over as well. He might buy it down, but he likes it over. Plus money says Pirates money line. Home team has won all 4 matchups of this season. And Timmy says, he likes to kind of fade after a big outburst. He kind of just likes to go the other way a little bit. Cal Dog says he likes the Pirates in here, and Latifa says the Pirates have been scoring big time right now. I'm going to roll in this one with the first 5 over here with Atlanta and Pittsburgh. Give me the first 5 in this one to go over right now. I may go over full game as well, but like I said, the Braves do have that number 1 bullpen. It's still 8.5 over 20, and like I said, I think the trends definitely point, to the over with these 2 teams. Pittsburgh's gone over in 8 of their last 11, including 5 of their last 6 at home, and Atlanta's gone over in 5 of their last 6. I will say this, 9 of the last 13 meetings have gone under between these 2, but Atlanta just 1-7 in their last 8 games on the road, and they've lost 11 of their last 15. Remember, they kind of cold here after all that streak. Still been cold since Acuna's been out of the lineup. So isn't it time for him to come? I haven't checked that, but should be time for him to come back soon, right? I don't know. Got to wake up this offense. All right, give me the over here in the first 5 at 4.5 runs at minus $1.25. All right, we're going to keep it moving here on Night Moves. Thanks to everybody joining me here in the chat. The Athletics are taking on the Tigers here. Jeffrey Springs goes for the A's, and Trey Melton for the Tigers. Tigers a pretty big favorite here against the A's in this one. I don't know if they're that much better than the A's right now, but do have Melton here. Good numbers. Or decent, well, I won't say great numbers or anything, but 2.05 ERA, 4-1 record. Great numbers, but just not as heavy a sample size at this point. Still 0.8 whip. These numbers are strong, probably not too sustainable for Trey Melton unless he goes on to surprise us and be a top-notch pitcher. Still, the Tigers have won 3 straight games, and the A's have lost 4 straight games. So Detroit, a little bit of momentum here, and I keep making fun of it, right? How come Detroit, they keep having these winning streaks, and they're still 10 games under 500? How does this keep happening? It feels like they win and their record never changes. The A's here, pretty much the same record, 41-49, but Springs, 5.78 ERA and a 3.8 record here for Springs. Bad numbers. So maybe that's why Melton is such a big favorite. But Tigers are much better at home, obviously, than they are on the road this season, but only because they're so bad on the road. Everyone says that same line, but they're still just 24-21 at home. So, but the A's here have been dropping games left and right. They're just 2-8 in their last 10 games overall, coming into this 1-8 actually in their last 9. But they have beaten Detroit in 4 of their last 6. It's just Detroit finally is hot here, 6-1 straight up in their last 7. I will say this: the A's have actually won 14 of the last 20 meetings between the 2 teams here in Detroit. However, yesterday it was 6-2 in favor of Detroit. They pretty much took care of business. Detroit's gone over in 6 of their last 9 overall, but under in 6 of their last 8 at home. And the A's have gone under in 6 of their last 8 games on the road. They're also 16-27 to the under on the road, and Detroit is 18-25 to the under at home. So it's a pretty big price to lay it here with Detroit. They might have some inherent advantages, but the records are very similar. It does feel like I guess if you look at Melton and say, hey, if he pitches like he has all season, then okay, they will go on to maybe win this game. But again, those numbers are probably part of a hot start. And unless he goes on to be a Cy Young contender here, Springs has been dreadful this season. He's looked even worse in his last couple of games, actually. Not to mention, listen to this. Springs here has given up 17 home runs in his last 9 games. So now Detroit does not hit does not hit lefty pitching very well at all. So that might neutralize things a little bit. Melton here talked about how good he is. His last 3 starts, he's got an ERA under 1 and a whip of .49. So he threw 6 innings and allowed 2 hits or less with 5 strikeouts in all 3 of his last games. So got a young arm here, pretty good, and Springs is struggling, but are you willing to do a run line here with these guys right now? This A's lineup has not been that good against right-handed pitching here of late. Now, they did have a good outing against Walbert Urania and 2 other games against Sugano and I can't think of it. But Melton here, he is better against righties, and against the A's, I mean, that's what you're going to see, right? I mean, Langoliers, Geloff, Wilson here, Bolte at that home run yesterday. So a little bit of a makeshift lineup maybe here. So let's see what you got in this one. The A's bullpen is not very good either, but can the Tigers at $1.55? You can go money line here. I can't go money line because that's not what we do. All right, let's see what you guys have. Here's A's on the money line for plus money. Latifa's not doing anything, I don't think, with this one. Now, Timmy says, why'd the book make the total 9 and juice the under here? That's only going to take him on the over. Why? What do I have? Do I have it 9 on the screen there? Yeah, could be. There is some 8 over 25s out there, I think. 8.5 over 25s out there, I think, right now. Cal Dog likes the Tigers here. And let's see here. High priced. Latifa says, this one makes it tough here. Because the Tigers just aren't convincing right now, right? I mean, there's still 10 games under 500. Like I said, for whatever reason, it seems like, I do this show every night and I say almost the same things in a way, right? I'm like, oh, the Tigers have won a bunch and they're still 10 games under 500. So they're not going to make any progress at this point, but I'll try them here. I'll try them on the run line here in this one. Give me them on the run line against Springs. Springs is having a dreadful time right now. A's might be running out of juice here on this season overall. It's been a good first half of the season for the A's, but this 4-game losing streak right now, they're kind of at a low point, and the Tigers are in full bulldozer mode. They've got to go now. It feels like I know I've said that for 2 weeks at least here. There's still time for the Tigers to not only be in this race in the maybe wild card, but if you can get back in the race in the wild card here, you're going to be in the race in the division. As yes, White Sox and Guardians are doing well, but they're not pulling away from the pack here necessarily. Tigers got a long way to go, but let's see. They're a little bit healthier here in the pitching, starting to pick things up. Give me the run line here in this one. And by the way, that Tigers run line here against the A's today is at plus $1.25. Okay, let's keep it moving here on night moves right now. And let's see. Springs is sprung. Plus Money says you got to treat these like stocks, right? Do we do it like Plus Money, though? What about, hey, you go up for 3 days? Do you go down? I always like to kind of start to look for the fade on some teams when they win or take them when they're finally losing. But a good comment there from Plus Money. And Timmy says throw Detroit in a money line parlay in there. Okay. Next up here, let's go to the Yankees and the Rays as this important series continues. The Rays are back up to a 4-game lead after they were able to knock off the Yankees there yesterday and get another top-notch pitcher here in Shane McClanahan. 3.05 ERA, 7-5 record overall coming into this one. For the Rays, Garrett Cole, 4.0 ERA, however, just a 3-3 record and a 1.2 WHIP. I'm not calling Garrett Cole just an above-average pitcher, but he might not be having his best season here right now. McClanahan certainly has a slightly the better numbers. I think that's safe to say. Cole had a better start against the Twins, but he just hasn't looked like, the Cole that we're used to. But last 3 starts for Cole, 6.75 ERA, 157 WHIP, and a 323 average in his last 3 starts. He's also given up 8 home runs in his last 6 games. Now, we know the Rays are a tough matchup for any pitcher, actually, with their great bats. And Cole could have trouble here. He's worse against righties, actually. So you got to think Yandy Diaz and Caminero. He hasn't hit a home run. And is Caminero okay? Is he hurt? He hasn't hit a home run in a couple of days, I don't think. Now McClanahan has had a good season. We know that, and his ERA and WHIP have been even better here his last couple of starts. Although his K rate is down significantly, and it's caused some concern for the Rays. They've even, tried to maybe give him an extra day or 2 of rest to try to get that velocity going again. He'll face a Yankees lineup right now that is dreadful. The Yankees have struck out 17 times in each of the last 2 games. That is first ever in Major League history. So it's not great right now. Now, Ben Rice was awesome. Are you going to take him for the home run derby? I kind of want to take Ben Rice for the home. I think they said his dad's going to be pitching to him. And seems like a pretty interesting guy in the home run derby now. I didn't see the other entries, or I don't even know if they've announced them all, but I think they said Ben Rice is in. And they did have some hits yesterday in that game, but they did lose it 6-4 there. They won the first one 5-1. So let's see what you got here in this one. Seymour was mowing them down, and before that, the Yankees. I don't know if McClanahan can get 8 or 9 strikeouts in this one, but with the Yankees just swinging the bat, he might. Let's see how you guys have it here in this one with the Yanks taking on the Rays here on Wednesday. Yankees have lost 10 of their last 12. They've also lost 5 of their last 7 games against the Rays. They've lost 5 of their last 6 on the road. Tampa's won 6 of their last 7 at home and 10 of their last 13 overall, and 4 of the last 5 at home against the Yankees. Now, Tampa Bay has gone under in 8 of their last 11 games coming in. The Yankees are 19-27 to the under on the road, and Tampa's 19-25 to the under at home. So, good bats here for the Rays. Cole, obviously, can be good in moments, but he's not having his best season. Still feels like it's supposed to be more of a pitcher's duel here, doesn't it? Let's see what the chat says. A lot of comments here for this big game. Okay, here we go. Latifa likes Tampa here in this one. Timmy says, I don't know what I'm doing, but I like the Yankees. I know what? I tried the Yankees yesterday as a dog. Said, the Yankees are paying such a high price every time. Here comes, Tampa. Of course, they're awesome, but this is still such an important series. They're still the Yankees, I think. And Anthony Mays, good to see Anthony in here. He's going to make it up like Carl Lewis. And Plus Money says, look, when you see the teams going up and down there. Okay, let's see. Yankees money line for Anthony Mays. Rays for Cal Dog. Plus Money likes the under. Okay. And Latifa, she's never going to be donning that Yankees cap. Anthony said he had the Brewers and the Cubs, but the Sox got him. Rays and under for Latifa here. Let's see also. Anything else? Okay, that might be it from the crew in this one. I got to go with the under in this one with Tampa Bay and the Yankees. Give me the under. Like I said, these two teams site specific, 38 and 55. I'm sorry, 38 and 52 to the under. Tampa right now a pretty steady under, and the Yankees are whipping like nobody's business right now. 34 strikeouts in 2 games. Just hit the ball. That's when you combine the Mariners and the Marlins, you get the Marylands. All right, good thing these teams only meet 3 times a year. Mariners here with George Kirby on the mound in this one. Kirby, a 3.8 ERA, 7-7 record, 1.32 the whip. Tyler Phillips, 3.52 ERA, 1-3 record, 1.38 whip. These look good. Young pitchers going to have a lot to learn, but when you're the Marlins right now, there's no stopping us. There's no stopping us. The Marlins are still on fire here with 4 straight wins. They were able to win the game yesterday pretty solidly, 6-5. It was a walk-off, but really they were up 4-0 there through 4. Mariners came back to take the lead in the 8th with 3 runs, but Miami tied it. Miami's clutch too. These bats are continuing to mash for Miami right now. Very solid offense here. Did anybody see this coming when it comes to the Miami Marlins right now with how solid this offense has been? For the Mariners here and Kirby, the Mariners are an underdog. I'm sorry. Is this line right? Wow. Wow. I was like, no, okay, I get it. George Kirby here. I guess I'm just so hype on them. Marlins here right now. I guess I tipped my hand in this game. Yeah, the Mariners are favored because of Kirby. No, I'm not crazy, but it's just that Kirby here, he's been hittable all season. Yes, he does still rack up the strikeouts and keeps his walks down for sure, but he's got a 279 batting average against. He's given up 7 or more hits in 3 straight starts, and he's only, basically allowing an average of 2 earned runs per game with 6 or more innings pitched and 5 or more Ks. But the Marlins offense right now continues to feast on right-handed pitching, and they've been a top lineup here not only for the last week but even longer. It seems like right now the Marlins continue to impress here. 7th in batting average, 6th in on base percentage, but they've been even hotter here over the last 7 to 10 days. The Mariners are probably one of the bottom lineups in the league. So Phillips has been survivable here. He's entered the rotation here with pretty good numbers. Last 3 starts, a little bit rougher here. Probably going to catch up to him a little bit here uh, with Phillips, but I like what I see, and I like how hot this team is too. So let's see what you have in this one. He has struggled in his last 3 starts for sure, and had a rough start against the A's there as well. So Mariners had an impressive game, and against a good pitcher yesterday in Meyer, who was very, very hot, but the Marlins were still able to get the win there yesterday. So the Marlins pen did get a little bit more taxed in the 10-inning game last night between the two teams. So let's see what you have here in this one. Okay, here we go. Is it this one? Maryland. Does that mean we're taking both teams plus money? Cal Dog says take the Marlins again. And Timmy Choo Shoes wants the Marlins here. He doesn't like Kirby, though, really. And Kirby is a favorite. Doesn't feel right. Also here, plus money likes the Marlins on the money line. Latifa says she likes the Marlins here. Feels good. Take them as a dog here, maybe. Man, they, if you look at the playoffs right now, don't look now. But if you look at the overall playoff picture here in the National League, the division leaders, of course, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers. The wild cards, the Phillies, the Cubs, and you got it, the Marlins right now. And over the American League, by the way, White Sox, Mariners, Rays lead the division, but you'd have the Yankees, the Guardians, and the Rangers would be the teams in the American League, but the Marlins would be in there right now. Maybe just Marlins first 5. Latifa says you got to fade Kirby a little bit here. And Timmy's got a Marlins Tigers in there. And Latifa's on the Marlins here. Yeah, I like the Marlins here in this one, man. This offense is really good, man. Real good contact offense here. And we're getting a little plus money. Mariners, look, I'm not saying they're a straight fade right now on the road, but I don't think the numbers are really that impressive overall. They've lost 5 of their last 6 on the road, and even though they only come in here every other year, they have not fared well here. 2-8 in their last 10 games at Miami, and don't forget, Miami's won 11 of their last 12 games at home right now. So, yeah, let's take the Marlins a little plus money here in this one. Next up, we've got the Astros here taking on the Nationals. Spencer Arrighetti goes here for the Stros and Foster the People Griffin for the Nationals. Here for Arrighetti, 3.81 ERA, 7-4 record, 1.23 WHIP. He's kind of drifted higher after a strong start. Griffin has been one of the biggest surprises in all of baseball with a 9-2 record, 2.87 ERA, and a 104 WHIP. I'd say he's legit here at this point. He's been a big boost, big boon to the Nationals. They've kind of been looking for, solid pitching here along the way. We're a long way from some of the guys that the Nationals have had starting, but this is a good left-handed prospect here that's really put up some nice numbers here right now. Now, these two teams have split the first 2 games. Washington won 12-11 2 nights ago. Houston won 6-3 yesterday. I thought it was going to go over there for a while. It was 4-2, and then after the in the 4th inning there, and man, I couldn't get my premium home there going over as it pushed 9 runs. So let's see what you think here coming in. Nationals have lost 3 of their last 4. Houston's won 3 of their last 4, but I think here Griffin gives the Nationals the edge as far as the line is concerned, because he has been, pretty good for sure. Arrighetti hasn't been awful. We know he's got that curve. I mean, I couldn't hit it. He's a strong with his Ks as well. He's been limiting hits, although he's struggled here recently. He's been giving up home runs here in last 3 games, 7 home runs allowed. His splits are worse versus lefties, has a 15% walk rate against lefties. Nationals, they struggle with the curve, so this is not a great matchup for them, but still they do have top 5, top 4, maybe top 3. Might as well kind of compare them to the Pirates a little bit as far as their offense is concerned. They're probably better than Pirates here, actually, because of the power. You do have 2 of the top home run hitting teams in the league here with Houston and Washington, both top 5, top 4 in home runs. Griffin here, not only did I just tell you about all his great numbers, but his last few starts, he's been even better with a sub-1 ERA and a sub-1 whip here. Griffin, though, is a lot better versus lefties, and the Astros don't really have any lefties in the lineup. Here they're stacking the righties for sure. Only Jordan usually is the only left-handed hitter right now in this lineup. So see what you like here in this one. And Astros have been picking up runs here for sure. It's a tough matchup for Griffin, even though he has been pretty dominant. So good offenses, high total, decent pitching. I'd say very decent pitching here. Don't sleep on Arrighetti in this matchup, maybe. And Latifa says, I like Washington, but that bullpen, right? I mean, the bottom 5 bullpen. Houston's bullpens continued to, remember, where they were so bad early on, and now they've actually kind of reached mid-pack. So Latifa's going with Washington here. Cal Dog's got to get his Arrighetti spaghetti going. And Plus Money says he gets to watch the Harrisburg Senators, and they're the same type of team. And we're having a buffet here in the chat right now. Anthony Mays is on the Astros. And I want to party with these folks with that food here. Okay. Got to make my call here in this. Got to make my call here in this one between the Astros and the Nationals. With these 2, I will say this: as far as this series has gone, obviously it's an interleague series here, but Houston comes in having won 13 of their last 20, including 6 of their last 8 on the road. Washington's actually lost 6 of their last 8 overall. Washington's gone over in 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. I'm gonna go under here with Houston and Washington. Yes, good offenses. I think these pitchers are okay. Maybe it should be a first 5. Maybe I should have went first 5 under, but I'll try it at 9. I'll go under after it pushed yesterday. Okay. Yeah, maybe just a little bit high here as far as Griffin's line there, I think. Astros first 5 here for for Timmy. And Latifa says maybe it will go under. Yeah, maybe first 5. Maybe that should have been the call there. But I do like Griffin. And like I said, the Nationals, the one thing, this is the kind of pitcher they do have some trouble with. Okay, I really don't know what to do here with the Phillies and the Reds. Usually, I can piece together some line. I got it. I'm starting to see some books here. Really out of in faraway places, or maybe not faraway places, but I do see a couple of books here now, finally, with this line. Let me get to it here. I do have a line for this game, and by the way, I believe it's Wrangle is, I believe, the opener here in this one, but I think we finally solidified the pitching plans. Okay, here we go. And it could be Wrangle an opener, and then Brad Keller. I believe Brad Keller, not Brad. Don't call me Mitch Keller. Is going to be the bulk pitcher, I believe, here. And let me come up with a line here right now. I'm starting to see a few books. I'll just kind of mash it together, make a little consensus line. Call it $1.40. I'm going to call it $1.40 and 9 for Chase Burns, of course. That actually seems a little bit low. Don't go too much here over $1.40 on our show, but. Not saying, and look, Burnsy here, okay, might have had one rough outing, but don't forget he's still 10-1, 2.4 ERA coming in, 108 WHIP. He's really one of the talks of the league. If it wasn't for the Miz, he'd probably have a chance to win the Cy Young Award right now, and it's been terrific, especially for a team that, is pretty mediocre here and starting to fade. Phillies actually haven't been too good here of late. They've actually lost 3 of 5, but they're still the Phils. But we are starting to see here Brad Keller. Oops, where'd my numbers go? Here we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we get to see Brad Keller here make the appearance now for the Philly. They could use him in there if he can, if they could give him anything right now in the in here. So it's just good news here for Brad Keller here at this point. Let's see what we got here. I think I want to read the update here with him right now. Okay. Okay, so yeah, he'll be activated. He'll be seeing some action here in this game for sure. So that's great news here right now, especially. I mean, I don't know. They said they want to give him a couple of days off of the rehab appearance, but looks like, just trying to see what exactly the status of how many innings he could appear in here. He made 2 appearances at Lehigh Valley, gave up a couple of runs, but is ready to come back here right now. And talk is that he would be working in more late game or high leverage situations. That's why they signed him there. But let's see here. Okay, we'll just have to leave it at that. But it could be that he could see just early action here today. I don't know. Maybe he could be the opener actually in this game. So just good news for Brad Keller here. I'll leave Wrangle up there. We've seen Wrangle in the role here a little bit as well. So just a pretty good news here. Another guy that is talked about here that could see action in this game would be Chuck King. Let me see if they actually did activate, see if they brought up King, or maybe it was the fact that they activated Keller. Maybe they didn't bring up King necessarily, but You gotta, I mean, everyone loves King for sure. So we'll see. Like I said, he's just another guy that's been talked about here. Interesting guy, not established at the big league level. So I don't know. Maybe he gets activated. Maybe we could see here. Does feel a little bit sketchy for the Phillies as far as these pitching plans are concerned here. And this is why actually the game is mostly not on the board in a lot of spots. But hey, that's why you rely on me. I know I did a crummy job. Well, we didn't do a crummy job. We actually got most of it right there uh, with those uh, with those pitchers, but we didn't know that Cianel Perez was going to start for the Mets and or the Cardinals would make that move. So, but nonetheless, here you got Chase Burns. I mean, you don't have to go beyond very far. That Reds have been struggling of late. They haven't looked that great at home here of late either. The offense, particularly, but they have great numbers here with Burns. Like I said, he's had a few rough outings recently, but it's also been going up against some pretty hot lineups, kind of like this one. He did go up against the Phillies earlier this season, went 6 innings, 1 earned run, and 9 strikeouts. So the Phillies have been a little bit worse in road starts here, and so let's see. They've struggled to get hits off of Burns. For sure. I think they actually have some pretty weak numbers against him overall on the BVP here. Burns, yeah, Burns 133 batting average against facing the Phillies, 30 at bats, just 4 hits, 1 home run allowed, and a 465 OPS. So Burns does have strong numbers against this group, but still, does anybody feel real comfortable laying a price here of $1.40 against a Phillies team that can burn you and explode at any moment? Let's see what the chat has to say here in this one between the Phillies and the Reds here. Cincinnati's lost 7 of their last 9 and lost 7 of their last 8 at home. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Semi-frequent opponents, certainly. Right now, Philly's gone under in 5 of their last 7 on the road and 4 of their last 5 overall. 5 straight meetings between the two here in Cincinnati have gone under, and the Reds aren't quite hitting that well. So maybe the Reds here with their ace on the mound, but let's see what you got in the chat. A lot of comments on this one. Okay, here we go. Got to go back here. Okay. Burns, Reds, Anthony Mays likes it here. And Latifa rooting for her Phils here. I want to say hello and welcome to Eric Lett. Eric Lett, I'm going to say in the chat. Thanks you too. Nice to have you here, Eric. Hope I got that right. Houston under, Giants money line, Marlins money line, Rays under, Dodgers money line, San Diego parlay in there. Thank you, Eric. It's nice to have you in here making these picks with me. I'm not sure. Maybe you've come by before, but he obviously knows what's going on here, posting those plays. Thank you, Eric. Great job. And let's see, Anthony says the Phillies will hit a homer and then disappear. Cal Dog likes the Phillies, and Phillies here for plus money. He says way too low. Everyone liking the Phillies here to keep it going against Chase Burns with a 10-1 record here. Now, the Reds have a, dreadful offense. You're talking about bottom 5. They're probably even lower than that. And the Phillies, like I said, they can explode. We know. They're 6th in home runs, but still, 20th in batting average, 20th in on-base percentage, near 20th in hits. And plus money, maybe like in the Phillies here as well. And Anthony May says Burns is no joke. Yeah, just because he had a couple of rough outings here a little bit. Let's see. Phillies on Cal Sheet plus $1.09. And Latifa, just go back to old school, right? We don't need opener. The newest thing I was we're talking about it today with Tony, and I just didn't know it was a term. Maybe I'm a little slow to market here on these, but the newest term is piggybacking, and that's when you bring in, you have a guy come in and do, 3 or 4 innings, and another guy do 3 or 4 innings, and it's planned that way. Sure, you could have a guy, uh, but when you plan it out, right, I think it puts everybody on notice on the staff, right? We have a guy who's going to go out there. He's probably only going to go 3 or 4. He's not a total starter here a little bit. So we know we have pitcher B ready, and he also can go 3 or 4 innings. So you're seeing these guys who maybe aren't good enough to be full-time starters, but they're not one-out guys. And in today's baseball, you don't want to be having a bunch of, one-inning pitchers in there. This is the new thing, piggybacking. Okay, Miami first 5. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Burns has been sharp. Philly's going to tattoo him, though, here, says Cal Dog. Anthony says, Burns wins me money. Right, Latifah, and that's why we're seeing that now. At least when everyone knows what's going on, it doesn't leave any question marks. We know we've got this guy. He's going to go 3 innings. Cal Dog says the fake openers out there. Okay, let me go with the under here in this one. I'm going to take the under with the Phillies and the Reds. Okay. Piggy banking. I remember a sad day in my life. I was 4 years old and our house got robbed and they broke my big giant frog piggy bank from, remember the ceramic? It was like one of those you get in Tijuana. And I got a big piggy. I was 4 years old and I put all my money in there and we got robbed. I was just a kid. Just a little boy got robbed at the house. Okay. Next up, the Royals are taking on the Mets. It wasn't a piggy bank. It was a frog bank, I guess. But it was, Okay, here we go. The Royals taking on the Mets here. And this is another one. We're not quite square on what we're going to get. I believe Cruz is the opener here for Stephen Kolek of the Royals. So we might have to piece this one together too. There's not a lot of books with the line on this game, but a few more anyway. There are more books with the line on this game, about $1.45 or so, $1.50. 9 over at -115. Yesterday's game was incredible. Or maybe it wasn't that good, but 16-12, the Royals got the win there yesterday, and even Lugo got blasted, though, for KC, and Mets had a bunch of guys driving in runs as well. Ewing had that incredible, he had a 4-for-4 performance in there. Soto drove in 3, and for the Royals in there, they were stroking as well. Lane Thomas, 4 runs scored in the game, and 16-12 anyways there with the Royals. And the Royals have won a couple in a row here right now, 3 in a row. 2 over the Phillies and 1 over the Mets. The Royals are leading the NL East at this point. For the Mets here, they had, remember, split the series with Atlanta, a bit of a surprise almost, and then lost yesterday in this one. So we know these teams are struggling here right now. In fact, they have the same record, 38-54. Boy, if this were September, we wouldn't even be previewing this game, right? And so Cruz here, though, gets the start, and we'll see. Of course, we know that, got to give some credit here to Christian Scott, my man here. He's been decent here for sure. Now, Kolek like I said, he's going to be the bulk guy. He isn't one of the most isn't one of the more consistent guys. Low barrel rate, but can't strike anybody out. Did pitch 7 1/3 innings though and shut out the Astros in those innings in his last outing or 2 outings ago. But then allowed 12 earned runs in his next 3 2/3 innings. That's just the way it is with Kolek. He's been up and down. The Mets offense has been picking up some steam here. Finally, they did smash Lugo and the pen yesterday. So Kolek has thrown only 50 pitches in last of his 2 starts. So that's why he's got some extra help in here. Scott gets an extra day of rest, and he'll need it the way the Royals are going right now. They've got one of the hottest offenses in the league here all of a sudden. They've scored in the last 2 games 31 runs in 2 games, the Royals of all teams. So for Scott here, 3.49 ERA, 2.23 batting average against. It does walk too many batters. Good K rate, though. But Scott hasn't gone over 5 innings in any of his last 3 starts. And, it's funny. The Royals, the guys who are hitting, are pretty much the guys down here at the bottom of the lineup. Guys like Tolbert and Rojas and Latifa's cousin, Isaac Collins, in there as well. So, maybe the Mets, maybe because they're playing the Royals, maybe they're at home, maybe they've got Christian Scott, but they're still the Mets, and they're still $1.50 over a team that has the same exact record as them. And I don't know if we can do $1.50 on the Mets, gang, right? I mean, really? Now, you can't really take the Royals here on a run line play or anything because, that's too high there. Let me see what you guys have in the chat. This is not a great game, let's face it, but Royals have gone over in 6 of their last 7 on the road. The Mets have gone over in 5 of their last 6. Mets have lost 7 of their last 8 at home and 13 of their last 17, but the Royals have lost 8 of their last 12. Well, maybe you can get some of those $5 tickets on those ticket apps for this one. Okay. Royals here for Latifa. And that's great. Eric, let me see. Oh, great, Eric. Yeah, that's a great memory there. Talking about Mitch over there. Thank you, Eric. Oh, Timmy. Oh, you got him back. Under here for plus money. Mets for Anthony. He says Scott's okay. He has been okay. He's been pretty good. Latifa not trusting the Mets. And Cal Dog, right? You can't even find out who the starting pitchers anymore. It seems like Cal Dog says he's not taking the Mets. I think he's laughing or he's angry or something with that emoji. And is Latifa rooting for Kansas City or betting Kansas City? And Cal Dog says this is like just flip a coin here at this point. And the plus money says the Royals are kind of unpredictable. And let's see here. I think that might be it from the crew. In this one, look, if they scored 20, the Royals have scored 31 runs here in the last 2 games. Maybe their bats are hot, and the Mets are pretty hot too. I'm going to take the over in this one with Kansas City and the Mets. Anthony says just take Kansas City. Bo Sox, Shy Sox. Jake Bennett goes for Boston. Boston's won 4 in a row. Here they come. Are they going to be able to get back into it here? 3.09 ERA, 3-3 record for Jake Bennett. but Davis Martin here, 9-3 with a 3.08 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. Davis Martin's been solid. He's had some rough games too. Jake Bennett, those look pretty good. Man, between Peyton Toll, Jake Bennett, things are looking up for the Red Sox. But can they get it going here right now, considering they trail by so many games here anyway? In essence here, the Red Sox come in with this 4-game winning streak in this one. And, like I said, Jake Bennett has been pretty good here. Very promising prospect who can, go pretty long into the games too. Good control, low walks. Did give up 2 earned runs in 7 2/3 innings in his last start against the Angels. So just a 4.5% walk rate. He looks okay on the road as well. Now the White Sox did lose yesterday here in this one. It was 8-1 in favor of the Bo Sox there. And yeah, maybe the Sox are tailing off a little bit of late. Not a good time to do so. Battling Cleveland here for the division lead. Martin had a great season, really just had a few blow-up starts to a certain extent here. But I don't know. Bennett's looked pretty good here right now. Red Sox offense has been great recently and good on the road, even though they have struggled against right-handers this season. And, Martin is, somewhat reliable here for sure. I mean, 9-3. What a great record here in that one. So let's see what we got here. The Red Sox have earned their way here now, but still White Sox favored maybe because of Martin, but I think we're starting to upgrade the Red Sox here a little bit. Let's see what the chat has to say. Watching that little kid again, I don't know if you saw on SportsCenter, a little kid crying because of Jaylen Brown getting traded. Okay. Latifa says Boston, but the White Sox are good. It's a tough one here because of the matchup, the line, I think. And, if you put the White Sox in with the Red Sox and you're not real careful, then you're going to get pink socks. So, Latifa, don't forget. And that's always embarrassing. Or, for a boy, anyway. Red Sox money line here for plus money. Jimmy says Boston on the run line. He says right now he likes what he sees and maybe can take him plus a run and a half at minus, $2? Latifa liking Boston here in this one. Cal Dog liking the Red Sox as well. And let's see here. Timmy, Boston, first 5. And let's see here. And Latifa likes Boston too. If I would have known Latifa was going to show up after 6 months on this new show, but just likes this time slot, we would have dumped that morning stuff a long time ago and added it late at night. All right. Red Sox, White Sox, good matchup here. I got to go with the under in this one. I like these two pitchers right now, and let's just see what happens. I'm going to go under with Bennett and Martin. Here's the Guardians taking on the Twins here in this one. The Twins minus $1.30. Connor Pralip goes here for Minnesota. Slade Ciccone for the Guardians here. For Minnesota, 3-game winning streak right now, and Cleveland 3-game losing streak. Minnesota won here yesterday 3-1 in a good pitchers matchup, and Minnesota's kind of owning over Cleveland here a little bit. So talk about teams trying to get back in the race, right? Minnesota just 3 games under 500. Cleveland just 3 games over 500. Like I said, you even kind of have to consider right now, like I said, Detroit, we're not saying they're out of anything. They're only 6.5 back. Minnesota 3 back. White Sox in first place here currently coming in. Now you have Minnesota favored $1.30 right now, maybe because of Ciccone's numbers, but Pralip's he was good early. He really has not been as good of late. 4.9 ERA, 2-5 record right now, 1.38 WHIP for Ciccone, 4.44 ERA, 1.4 the WHIP, and he is 4-6. So not seeing great numbers from these two pitchers. Ciccone struggled on the road. He did give up 5 earned runs in 5 innings in his last start against the White Sox. The Twins' offense has been good at home. They've been better against right-handers. They've been really good here of late. The Twins' offense has really stepped up and picked it up here during this winning streak. Of course, they won the series over the Yankees and won yesterday as well. So Ciccone might be a tough matchup a little bit for him. Pralip has been a good pitcher for the most part, but all of a sudden he's kind of tailed off here. So maybe the league's kind of caught up with him and figured him out a little bit. He has been better at home, has a 24% K rate, but just up and down, really. The Guardians have been looking okay here. Maybe they've struggled with left-handers, but if Pralip can kind of keep them in here right now. Let's see what you got in this one between a big division game here between the Twins and Cleveland. Cleveland's lost 4 of their last 5 to Minnesota. Minnesota's won 4 of their last 5 coming in. Cleveland's gone under in 4 of their last 5 on the road. And these two teams have gone under in 5 of the last 7 meetings and under in 5 of the last 6 played here in Minnesota. So, yeah, these guys are kind of mediocre, but this is the American League Central after all, and maybe it will be another low-scoring game. It was only 3-1 yesterday, and Cleveland 17-22 to the under as an underdog, but Minnesota, we know they trend over big time, right? 55-33 to the over this year. That's big, right? That's 20 games more to the over, but only 23-19 to the over at home, and only 15-11 to the over as a favorite. So mostly in the underdog role on the road is where the games go over for Minnesota. Usually they're a little bit more controlled here at home. So, okay, let's go to the chat here in this one and see what we got. Okay. And Latifa not doing it because of Cleveland didn't win yesterday. Guardians again here for Anthony Mays. Cal Dog says he likes the Twins here. Latifa might lean Minnesota. Plus money says go over 8.5. Uh-oh, I was going to go under. And let's see, White Sox loss didn't hurt the Guardians. Guardians first 5 for Timmy. And nobody wants to score. I want to say hello to Kingsley today. Says the Royals bats have come to life. I can read, everyone tries. You don't need to type in too many corrections here unless, what was that one earlier in the show? I couldn't read, but he means the Royals bats have come to life as of late as well. I know exactly what Kingsley's saying, even if he's typing in the dark. All right, Twins and Red Sox looking good, says Anthony. All right, I'm going under in this one. Look at me and my unders in the American League games again. 3 of my picks here on the unders, and then watch out, I might have another one. And Guardians and Timmy says you got the Guardians and Twins both sneaking up there. And I think Kingsley might be a little behind us here. But hello to Kingsley when he gets there. All right, next up, we got a few more here on Night Moves. How about one of the best pitchers in all of baseball? And like I said, I called it, or at least at the beginning of the season here, and thought Harrison would be a good fit with Milwaukee. You could say that again. He's 8-1 with a 2.82 ERA. The Brewers have won 4 straight games right now, including that doubleheader yesterday against the Cardinals. They've already won 3 games in 2 days against the Cardinals right now. So you got to say that Miller is better than Bush in the battle of the beers here. But Brewers continue to roll right now. Can they be stopped at this point, other than by the Dodgers, I guess? 58 and 56 and 33. The Cardinals, we know they've been doing well, but they have lost 4 in a row here all of a sudden. But again, it's this series right now. Mike McGreevy's been okay. 3.11 ERA, 3-7 record, 1.11 WHIP. He's been quite good, actually, but just not a lot of run support, it seems. Harrison continues to dominate. 2.82 ERA, 1.08 WHIP as one of the top left-handers in the league this season. Really a breakout year, but I thought I saw it coming, actually. He's got good strikeout here, 30% strikeout rate. Yeah, he did have a tough game against the Diamondbacks, but remember, they hit left-handers better than anybody, probably. The Cardinals have been, kind of worse at home. They are okay against left-handers, but I don't know, against a guy like Harrison, man, this feels like a game where if the Brewers are already rolling, give McGreevy credit. Maybe this will be a tight game. Maybe it'll be a tight game early. McGreevy's numbers are not dreadful here. He's a solid arm. He has decent control, but does have some home run issues overall. Still, 4.16 FIP, 16% K rate. He did pitch against the Brewers this season, allowed 5 earned runs in just 4 innings. And the Brewers offense has been on a roll. So I think I like the Brewers here in this one in the first 5. That's what I'm going to take. Give me Milwaukee here, first 5 over the Cardinals, just to keep this roll going right now. And I'll take them here at, I'm going to take them at $1.35 straight up on the road. First 5 here for Milwaukee. They probably, well, I already said it. I was saying, I think the run line is even money. I didn't look at it right away, but that's not bad either. I probably should take that. I think the Brewers probably can win this game, maybe even by margin. But I'll just take a first 5 money line here. Give me Milwaukee in this one. Let's see what the chat says. Okay. Pete Rose. Okay, and this is, what time is the game? This one right here? Or? Okay, let's see here. Brewers money line for Anthony. And Brewers Cardinals over for Cal Dog. And Latifa says the Brewers were crushing. Maybe not so much anymore. Is that what she's saying there? Timmy says, give me St. Louis. McGreevy isn't any janky wanker. Oh, janky Walker Bueller. Oh, boy. St. Louis isn't losing this one, says Timmy. Give me the Cards, first 5, he says in there. Hey, Man's here. He's on the Brew Crew today. The Moon Man's on the Brewers. I'll take him first 5. All right. We got another couple more here with the Angels taking on the Rangers here, and Walbert Urania goes here for the struggling Angels. He's been a bright spot for this. Even Soriano, I mean, we've got a couple guys who can pitch, but he's 5-7, 1.31 WHIP for the Rangers here. Mackenzie Gore, 4.3 ERA, 5-7 record overall. The Rangers were able to get the win there yesterday, 8-3 over the Halos. Pretty much took them down big time. Angels are 15-31 on the road. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Rangers have won 7 of their last 10. Angels are in a bad way right now and starting to really reflect, man, the pressure. They should just make Artie Moreno sell the team. The Angels have lost 8 of their last 9 games when playing at Texas. They've lost 7 straight, including, and They've lost 4 of their last 5 on the road. Texas has won 8 of their last 11. 11 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Texas has gone over in 7 of their last 9 at home. Remember when we would only go under in Texas games? It feels like maybe we could get some runs here in this one. The Angels have gone over in 5 of their last 7 here as well. And, seen a few overs here of late. From Texas here right now. They scored 10 against the Tigers, remember? But then they did struggle the next 2 games. Remember, they lost that series, but they've got the Angels here at home, it feels like. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Urania, look, he's going to be a good pitcher, it looks like. It's just that right now he's got to harness it. He's just giving up too many walks. But does have a 3.44 FIP. And has had some rough starts, but Rangers have been good recently, good against right-handers, although for some reason they're not hitting as well at home still. Gore can mow him down, but he's had some shaky starts. He gave up 5 runs in 5 innings in his last start against the Guardians, still struck out 7. That's the way it kind of goes for Mackenzie Gore. He's been better at home of late with real good splits here. The Angels have been struggling big time right now, so I'm gonna have to take the Rangers here in the first 5 in this one to keep rolling here over the Halos right now. It's just bad for the Angels, and it's not going to get any better here, it feels like. Give me the Rangers here at -0.5 at minus $1.10 or so here in the first 5. I'll take the Rangers in this one. Let's see what the chat went with. Okay, let's see here. Angels, upset Angels get the streak tonight. Get the steak tonight. Streak. Timmy says, I got to stop trying to bet on these Angels. Cal Dog likes the over. Yeah, that's why I'm leaning Cal Dog, but Moonman under first 5. And maybe could God, is it possible that God could tell Artie Moreno to sell the team? Maybe Artie will wake up and say, I got a calling from God to sell the team. Oh, boy. I mean, where's Gene Autry when you need him? All right. Let's see here. Rangers ain't the Dodgers. And let's see, Plus Money says Angels money line. And Anthony says McDonald's is good and bad like it. Or wait, McDonald's or McDonald, the pitcher of the Giants? McDonald's, right? I mean, how does McDonald's go, raise their prices? Okay, I get it. We got some good fry, but, when you can go to In-N-Out and save money. Okay, let's see here. Did Latifa, what'd she say? Texans? Oh, Texas. She'll take Texas. All right. Let's got a couple more here, and then we'll have a couple of WNBA games, and that'll be the show tonight. The Rockies are taking on the Dodgers, and watch out. Man, the Rockies won it yesterday. They beat up on those Dodgers. They won anyway. It was 4-3, but still the Rockies won. They had lost a bunch of games in a row to the Dodgers. It's not like they've played them very well, and they're like, boy, those Rockies are one of those teams that plays good teams. No, the Dodgers had been dominating, and they beat Robleski, or they, won against Robleski here. Roki Sasaki, we know he can deal, but, very inconsistent. Ryan Feltner, we keep joking about it, but might be the Rockies' most stable pitcher. 4.27 ERA, 3-2 record, and a 1.22 WHIP here. We know the Rockies can hit. Yes, Are their numbers inflated by at home? Yes, but I think we've seen it on the road just perform enough. You got two teams that uh, could and should produce runs, right? You got the Dodgers number one offense. I think maybe you do. If you don't, you got to have number two. And the Rockies, you probably could put them in the top five. Number four in batting average, number four in on base percentage, number four in RBI, number three in hits. So, now on the road, maybe you take them down a couple notches there, but overall, those are still good numbers. And Roki Sasaki has not been terrific. Yes, he can mow them down for sure. Feltner's had a decent season. Uh, does give up a few homers for sure. He's not as good on the road, believe it or not, than at home. But obviously, it's never easy to go against the Dodgers. Their uh, you know, best team against right-handed pitching for sure. Even though Lorenzen shut him down a little bit yesterday. Sasaki, inconsistent, struggles with his control. The Rockies' offense, we know how good they are. And, Sasaki just doesn't feel like he's mowing anybody down here right now. So give me the over in this one. I know it's 10 runs. Let's see if they can get these runs. Going to need some help from the Rockies here, it feels like. And look, they finally did get a win, but no matter how you look at it, the Dodgers have still won 11 of the last 12 games at home against the Rockies. Rockies have lost 5 of their last 6 to them. And Rockies also just 6-13, their last 19 on the road, but they've won 5 of their last 7. Dodgers are still great. We don't have to get into all the winning that they do. Okay, Rockies for plus money on the run line. Yeah, you got to think maybe here. Latifa likes the over in this one. Moonman likes the Rockies team total over. Anthony says the Dodgers got him yesterday. Sasaki 220 says Timmy, come on. And let's see here. Latifa says Dodgers hate losing, but she'll take the over. And Cal Dog says, could be a little bit of a situation here in this game. Let me get it straight here. I'll check on that real quick and see how we're looking with that. Okay. Yeah, definitely good point there. I'm seeing that. I'll go ahead and update that. Thank you. Whoops. Let me get it fixed here, Cal Dog. Feltner will go on Thursday here. Oh, let me find I lost the banner here, though. Okay, there we go. Feltner moves back. Oops, hold on. Feltner moves to Thursday here, so maybe that's part of it. Although I think this was going to be the line no matter what in this game. So we'll tell you a little bit about Hughes here as he will get his first big league start here in this one. He is a 22 first round pick for sure. So we will see Gabriel Hughes. He was originally going to be the starter for Thursday against San Francisco, but I think what's happened here is Sugano had to go on the injured list, and with Hughes pitching on Wednesday, then Ryan Feltner can have another start against the Giants. He dominated the Giants last Friday. Here, Hughes has already pitched, I believe. I think he does have some numbers this season with the Rockies in a reliever role, and I would imagine here it is possible that this is maybe a little bit of a bullpen game here, though. So thank you to Cal Dog. And those guys have flip-flopped here right now. And Hughes will get the start here on Wednesday, and now Feltner will get the start on Thursday. Yeah, that's indeed the case. So let's see what we got here from the chat. And if that changes anything, thank you to CalDog. All right. Sasaki over his earned run, says Timmy Two Shoes. Colorado team total over. And Plus Money says money don't like to be scared. Plus Money don't make Plus Money make that money. And good point, Timmy. Hughes is a right-hander. Yep. All right. Okay, I think that's it for the take Ohtani for another homer, says Timmy. Number 301, right? Okay, we need a Discord. I have a Discord and no one's in it. I don't know how. I mean, I'm in several Discords. I don't even know how that's so confusing to me. There's so much going on, and maybe if someone makes the Discord, well, okay. Let's see. I think we got one more, right? We do. The Padres. All right. Well, at least Michael King's going here, and at least the Padres were able to get a win over the Diamondbacks. We did have the under yesterday in the game there with, believe it or not, with Gallen. But King here, 3.51 ERA and a 5-7 record for Jose Cabrera here, 4.72 ERA, 1.57 the whip. In this one, Padres are favored $1.40, 7.5 over at minus $1.25. This is a team that the Padres, they're looking for wins, at least with Arizona. The Padres do have some success against them. They've won 7 of the last 9 against Arizona. It's just the Padres have lost 9 of their last 11 right now. Arizona's gone under in 12 of their last 13 games on the road. The Padres have gone under in 5 straight. King's pitching. He's pitching pretty well. And, Arizona does have some potential for success, I think, in this game. Cabrera, though a young pitcher who's been getting shelled in his recent starts, he had a good debut, but really hasn't done much since. Pretty high walk rate, 8.3% walk rate. Padres offense has been fine, but they're, out of sorts here. Really, this franchise can't figure out what's going on with the pitching. They know now they're not going to get probably any of these veteran pitchers back. Joe Musgrove, probably going to miss the whole year. Yu Darvish, probably not going to make it back to the United States. And now Nick Pivetta here might also have a problem making it back to the team. So this has been a big issue here right now. King, a veteran with some shaky outings, but Diamondbacks haven't been great recently on the road. So maybe the Padres can get this one, but again, Arizona just keeps going under on the road right now, big time. Okay, let's see. Anthony Mays says we better go with Anthony Mays here. Right, Timmy? I mean, no wonder I don't have anybody in my Discord because I never give it out. I don't even know how to give it out. I'm in other people's Discords. I can't figure out how to make mine go. All right. Did they used to have one at Tony's Picks there? Cal Dog says Diamondbacks Padres over. I was thinking under here. Anthony says he's got a little parlay in there. Okay. Latifa, was it? Was I in it? Was I in the old Discord? Okay. Right. Latifa's made our whole night here to come back to the show. And even I sent Latifa a message. It's like, well, she's not coming back. I said, please, Latifa, join me on this show. So maybe she saw that message. Okay, I guess that's it. Oh, well, I got to take the under in this one with the Diamondbacks and the Padres, even though there was some over support in there. I'm going under in this one. Okay, well, we got to go to the WNBA. We got 3 games to look at here. Hey, make sure you're checking out the guys here on the channel with the 2-3 zone. Man, what a great show. And I want to tell you, last night on the 2-3 zone, they did have Dallas. I know they had Dallas. I watched the show, and for some reason, I went with the Liberty here. You got to listen to the 2-3 zone. That's what you got to do. They had the Wings last night on the show. So, all right, let's get a move on here and talk about the 3 games tonight, and then the show will be over here. Let's go to it. The Valkyries are on the road here, taking on the Tempo in this one. And, well, look, Golden State might be the hottest team in the league here, actually, right now, all of a sudden. Like I said, I don't know. I just want to keep saying it every time that I've got the Golden State Valkyries as my only futures ticket to win it all. And maybe they're starting to look the part here right now. They're 13-8 against the spread. They're 5-0 straight up against the spread in their last 5. Toronto lost 6 of their last 8, just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 at home. Toronto has been a good dog. I'll give that to them. They're 8-5 overall, but Golden State is in good form here right now, looking strong. Now, there are some trends that maybe point to the under here, but I'm not sure that I'm totally into it, actually, between these two. I mean, Golden State just held Washington to a ridiculous 49 points. Now, the Tempo does play the high-scoring games, especially when they're an underdog. And now Golden State's gone under in 8 of their last 10, but Toronto's gone over in 11 of 13 games as an underdog. So I was trying to kind of piece it together a little bit, how maybe it would go. Toronto's gone over in 7 of their last 9. Now, maybe Golden State is the type of team that dictates the pace because they're an under team, but I don't know. I mean, Toronto at home, we see these high scores, and if Golden State can score, why do they need to worry about being defensive here against this club? They have not met yet before, but man, Golden State's on a roll. Toronto just lost to Dallas 89-76. They didn't cover that one. So I'm going to go over, though, I might be a little bit contrarian here. I think a lot of people may think under. I don't know. What do you guys think? Any picks in the W here tonight? Okay, here we go. Okay, Timmy does like the under here. Cal Dog is going to go with the Valkyries, I think, in this one. And which way is it moving? Is that what Timmy said? Is he talking about this game right here? I'd say it's moving lower. I'd say it's moving lower for sure, but I'm taking the over. Okay. Next up, we've got the Lynx taking on the Sun in this one in Minnesota here. Obviously total mismatch here. I'll give Connecticut credit. They've won 3 of their last 4 games coming in. Minnesota's actually lost 2 straight. To me, that kind of has to send out a signal. These 2 teams just played in Minnesota, by the way, and Connecticut won 2 nights ago, 90-89. So is there revenge? Can they get their revenge? Can they get their revenge and cover these big points? Talking about the Minnesota Lynx, I sure hope so. I would think, come on. Now, the big question mark here is Olivia Miles is injured here right now with calf strain, and she's probably not going to play. Now, that probably is factored into the line, but it will not be. It probably will actually move the line. We've seen it time and again right now in the WNBA that unless they're out, um, the line will continue to move. So I want to kind of recommend Minnesota here, but I think the line will actually go down once that she is officially ruled out of the game here. So, yes, she is an incredible player and is probably the rookie of the year here in this league, but she's going to miss this game, I'm pretty sure. And I think once she's ruled out, Minnesota's going to go down to a 5-point favorite probably because that's just the way it is. The injuries do not seem to react very fast here. So could affect the total a little bit, but I still kind of want to go under myself over myself in this game. Minnesota's under trend is kind of real here. They are been going under here of late. You look at the numbers, and Minnesota's gone under in 4 of their last 6, but 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. They just went over in the other one the other night. Connecticut playing their best ball of the season, so hopefully they get some offense kind of going here. Minnesota, they do win with defense. They could force Connecticut into some scoring droughts here right now, but I'm going to have to go over in this one between Minnesota and Connecticut. And then again, like I said, I believe this line will go down, and I believe Minnesota still will have revenge on their mind. I think they'll probably take it and cover, but the line will move. That's just the way it's been, even though she's going to be clearly out in this game. Okay, let's see here. Links for CalDog, but CalDog says he doesn't like to bet him without Miles, and I'm telling you, she's doubtful in this game. All right, and see if Latifa says wins the CFL this week. We need the CFL this week, right? And it'd probably go over again. Okay, one more here in the WNBA, and then the show's over. It's the Fever playing themselves, apparently. Where's the opponent? All right, here we go. Fever and the Sparks. It is pretty much just where are the Sparks at this point? Okay, Fever here on the road, taking on the Sparks. And, ever since Plum left this lineup right now, it looks like LA's been in big trouble. They've lost 3 straight. The Fever won a couple in a row here right now, and Fever coming in off of the win over Las Vegas on the road. How about that news today? Kennedy Carter, I hope that, she would be she could be really, it hurts to see a player that has obviously some, issues, whatever you want to call it. I would even afraid to say it on the air, what her situation is, right? Because here she found a perfect situation in Las Vegas. She was doing terrific, got into a little bit that same thing as usual. She just has a people problem kind of. And after that incident that she had with a couple players on the team, on the court, she really didn't see the court for very extensive minutes again. And now she was released and how everyone talks her up because her game is incredible. So you just wish, look, we all have regrets and we all have mistakes and we, say the wrong things to people. We have regret, but you can't let a grudge stop you from having success. And I don't know if that's on Kennedy as much as it is people who might be offended by the way that she might talk to people. Some people come from different backgrounds and different react differently to ways, right? So people don't understand sometimes. So it's heartbreaking, actually, because it felt like she had found the perfect situation or found a good situation there. But when you see it time and time again where she's burned every bridge, that's on her. And, for her to come in and make such an impact with Vegas, it's going to hurt the team because she's a very good player, but and was making a big contribution. But anyway, this is Indiana and LA here. I'm going to take Indiana in the first half in this one at -4 points. I believe the LA Sparks are in trouble here until Plum gets back, and by that time they said today, we already said she was going to be out for 4 weeks. And it was kind of confirmed today, actually, that she'd be missing all that extra time. So for Indiana here, Caitlin Clark is probable. Aaliyah Boston, though, is questionable in this one. So maybe you could consider LA here, but I'm not. I'm going to take the Fever, and I'll take them in the first half here in this one. Give me the Fever tonight to take care of business on the road against the Sparks. Maybe the Sparks could show up, but I'm going to lay 3.5 here in this one in the first half. All right. And let's see here. Jimmy says, what happened in the Lynx game? Yeah, Olivia Miles, the potential rookie of the year, the likely rookie of the year, she's doubtful for the game. Okay, Indy for Timmy. Cal Dog likes the Fever on the money line. And okay, that might be it from everyone in the chat. Thank you to everybody here. Great job, chat. Thank you, Latifa. Hopefully you're able to come in here, and if it works out for you, that's great. We love having really kept things lively here in the chat tonight. And I'm sure even Tony will say, I bet Tony will shout it out once he sees that Latifa was in here. All right, that's it. I don't think I'm out of sports. So like I said, great tennis tomorrow, and no soccer tomorrow here, and also no NBA Summer League. They'll pick up the action on Thursday. I don't think there's any Summer League tomorrow as well. So we got these games. We previewed them here on the show. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and get my premium picks over there, and be back tomorrow here with more night moves. Join the Tony's Picks morning show. The panel will be with Tony at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. And also don't forget, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 Pacific, we'll have the drive-through. Tony T and the handicappers at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Give you all those picks for the primetime action here. That's going to do it, everybody. Really great to have everyone in the chat, especially shout out to Latifa here tonight. All right, that's going to do it. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.